Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Speak On It podcast. I am your host, Big Mike. I am here after a crazy, wild week in sports, and we are here to wrap it up, to recap it for all of you, and the only how we know how. It's a two-man power trip tonight. Got the Mad Producer Podcast Poppy in the building.
We love the wrestling references.
Oh, it's going to be a fun month. Nothing but wrestling all the time. Just going to be using wrestling lingo all
because we're on the
month.
road to WrestleMania.
Because we're on the road to Mania. Me and Dylan are trying to find a way to Mania. If you guys want to start,
the correct phrase we're looking is finesse.
You guys want to contribute to our GoFundMe, because the way The Rock is going, these tickets is going to be $5,000. It's going to be Super Bowl prices for this.
The single funniest moment in my life as a wrestling fan to this point was last Friday when The Rock goes out there, calls everybody crackhead Karens, meth head Marys, and then goes, "Now go home and smoke some more crack." I lost it. I absolutely lost it. That is the single funniest thing I think I've ever seen in wrestling as a whole. Keep letting The Rock do everything in his power without a script.
Ad-lib. Let him ad-lib everything. He ad-libbed tonight, and it was phenomenal. Dropped a bar on Cody's head.
And then precisely got the shit smacked out of him.
He did.
Payback.
He did.
Payback.
But
Fish
at this
story.
Point, if Cody didn't hit him at that point, I mean, you're just getting punked out, bro.
Yeah, you're
getting punked out at this point. Do something. Fight back.
Consider your
Fight
career.
Back. Fight back. But we are going to recap it. We are here. It is our favorite month. There's a lot of basketball, a lot going on with the draft combine, and just Soy Fight Night is coming up. It is what a time to be alive right now in sports. And we are going to recap it. Actually, I do know where we're going to start. We're going to go right into Soy Fight Club, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get right to it. Francis Ngannou, Anthony Joshua, at the time of this recording, had a boxing match today. Didn't go good for Francis. Bang! Good night. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, DAZN. Sure you guys will bleep that out, but no, who cares?
I definitely made sure it was only like 8 seconds. Cause boy,
what a punch. That was the third knockdown of the fight. Those of you who don't know, Francis Ngannou, former UFC heavyweight champion who never lost his title.
The lineal UFC heavyweight champion.
Went and fought Tyson Fury a few months back. And I don't remember if Dylan thought he won.
I thought he won. I thought he did enough to win that fight.
I thought it was a draw, but would not have been mad at a Francis win. He knocked Tyson Fury down, who clearly did not take that fight serious at all. Thought he was just going to come in there and just play with a grown man who knows how to fight.
Listen, he did it against Tyson. Or not the other way. Like, Tyson Fury went in there and just, like, he got beat up. He got beat up. And then he just getting real mad about everything. Like, if you're Francis, what a way your boxing career starts, right? You start off, nobody's giving you a chance. The fucking lineal heavyweight champion, current heavyweight champion, Tyson Fury, pays you no mind. And you go out and you fucking drop him. And won rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And won rounds. And I'll never forget that one ref who like scored it like a 6-point difference for Tyson. I'm like, what fight did you watch?
What are we doing? Yeah.
Like, that's why like I fucking hate boxing so much sometimes. Because the judges are just fucking ridiculous. But he went in there and he arguably won that fight draw. They were not going to let Francis win that fight on points.
Yeah, he would have had to knock
protect the
out.
integrity of boxing. You can't do that. Then he goes out and he gets to fight Anthony Joshua.
And Anthony Joshua takes this fight very seriously.
Incredibly seriously. And you're in there and you're like, you know what? I gave Tyson Fury the business. I'm
And
going to go out there. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to fucking put in some
I'm
work.
going to touch him and he's going to explode.
And the first minute of this fight, I was like, oh, Ngannou's got a good point of attack here. Where it's like the first 4 jabs Joshua threw, Ngannou was like, whoop, 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 just check hook, hitting him clean. And I text the group chat immediately. I'm like, hey, the way Ngannou's hitting him, this could be over real quick. 10 seconds later, oh, Joshua just dropped him. He hit him with just boom.
And then we found out Anthony Joshua promptly showed us there's levels to this. Oh, that's what you're doing? All right, I'm going to feint you, and then guess what? Straight right down the pipe.
And Ngannou fell for every single feint.
Yep.
Didn't even hide it. Literally, at first I was like, okay, because Ngannou switched to southpaw and just got boom, just cleaned. Just right down the middle of the pipe, gone. I was like, all right, cool. Probably don't switch to southpaw. And then he goes back to orthodox and then just started falling.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, no, it's over. It's done. It's done. And then, like, again, shout out to Joshua for after that first knockdown, just going in there and doing the Deontay Wilder thing where you just forget how to, like, properly throw a punch. You just start throwing your hands.
Because he can't stop it. He
couldn't
stop
like,
it.
Oh, all right, bet. I'm just going
to... he can't stop it.
Bing, bing.
He can't stop it. And dropped him with an overhand right that really... looking at it, probably should have ended the fight there. But shout out to Francis because he got up. He was drunk, but he got up. And then Anthony with Joshua was promptly like, "Oh, you want some more? I got some more.
So all they were doing pre-fight was talking about how Joshua was hitting his pads different. Because they were talking about every time Joshua usually hits his pads, he's just hitting the pads to make contact. He's just hitting the pads to hit the pads. They were all just like, he's punching through the pads. He's punching with power, trying to punch through the pads. Pay attention to that for the fight. Yeah. There's your story. There's your story of the fight. Anthony Joshua was punching different than he normally does.
And Francis has never been hit with that before. Flatlined.
So kudos to Joshua for going in there like, we can't let this fucking guy come in here and just like he became Francis after that fight with Fury became a top 5 heavyweight. So you tell me how Francis can lose that fight to Tyson Fury, quotes, but still become a top 5 heavyweight in the world. Where does that make sense, boxing world?
Well, it's not.
Where does that make sense?
It's just all for money because I'm gonna tell you right now. Now that I've seen that, like I said, Deontay Wilder would have flatlined him. I don't care.
Deontay Wilder would have went into that fight with his hands down and would have just started swinging.
He's not beating Andy Ruiz. He's not beating Usyk. He's not beating.
He's not beating any of these actual like top 20 heavyweights.
Yeah, like he's not beating any of them.
He just got incredibly lucky.
He caught Tyson on the right day, out of shape.
I hope Francis doesn't leave boxing. I hope he still decides to like stick with it and like do his thing. Granted, he's old.
He is old. That's why he's doing this.
He's old to get his and money. He's got his PFL contract to do.
Dictator Dan is not paying him any money, so he's got to get it now.
Yeah, so he's got a PFL contract he has to fight because I think he's got to do 2 fights this year.
Yep.
So anything boxing related is going to be on 2025. So we'll see from there. But again, Francis Ngannou's the scariest man I've ever seen. Regardless, it's just boxing is a science. It's a science. You can't just go in there and be like, I'm a fucking demon in MMA. I'm going to go be a demon in boxing. No, these guys
are too good.
They're machines.
There's levels.
There's levels to this game. You can't just go in there and think that shit's going to be sweet. Regardless if you train boxing, it's different. The punches you throw in MMA versus the punches you throw in boxing are just fundamentally different. you throw so many more punches in MMA with your shoulders than you do in boxing.
Mm-hmm.
And MMA punches leave you so open because you overextend when you throw them. A boxer just go like, ding, 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 ding.
That's why you've seen boxers have success in MMA. We don't see MMA guys have success in boxing because it's just different.
Mm-hmm.
It's just different. But
shout out to Anthony Joshua after the fight, be like, hey, don't leave boxing. I want to donate to your foundation. I want to do this. You're an inspiration. Like, he didn't have to do any of that. So Dylan, the +3 fan that Joshua gained in me again is back because like Mike, my fandom for Joshua went down after that Ruiz fight, and he just became like soft.
SAWFT.
Soft. And then just like was scared to get hit after that Ruiz fight.
And ran from Deontay Wilder for years.
But the problem is we were about to get that fight, and then Deontay Wilder fucked up and lost. Because that man doesn't know how to throw a jab.
Still would have knocked Joshua out.
Is that really a
Yep, he would have knocked him out.
I don't know though, because
he has a glass jaw.
The blueprint for Wilder is there. You apply pressure and you don't let him plant that back foot, you could beat Wilder.
Now.
But that was kind of always there. We saw that when he fought Victor Ortiz.
And what happened to Victor Ortiz?
Victor Ortiz one is Cuban and probably 65 years old. For all we know. But Victor Ortiz had him backing up for a while and was hitting him.
And then what happened?
He let Deontay Wilder plant his back foot and throw a fucking straight from the heavens.
And then what happened in the second fight?
He couldn't do it again. But again, by the time he fought, he went from being 65 years old to 67 years old. Victor Ortiz had CTE in that fight. His amateur record is probably like 406-10.
He's definitely, I think they had him listed as like 38, 39. There's no way he was 38.
No way,
39.
that man that's a grandfather.
That is
a grandfather.
50-year-old man.
I have seen many a Hispanic grandfather in my life. That man is a Hispanic grandfather. But like the blueprint was there, and then we saw in the Tyson Fury fight where it was a little bit different. Granted, Tyson Fury is a better boxer than Victor Ortiz or Luis Ortiz, whatever the fuck his name is. Luis Ortiz, better boxer. He was able to apply the pressure and keep the pressure on. I think the problem with Luis Ortiz was he applied the pressure, but still had the fear of God in the back of his head and overthought it. Where Tyson was just like, I'm just going to fucking swing. I'm just going to keep him up. I'm keep him honest. He got in that first fight, the uppercut from fucking hell.
I don't imagine what a different world we live in if Tyson doesn't somehow get up. Because I still don't know how he got up. I still don't know how he got up.
Divine intervention.
But imagine the world if he doesn't get up, because
I've only seen divine intervention twice in my life. It's Prince in the Super Bowl halftime show when it starts pouring rain. As soon as he starts singing Purple Rain,
with the
skies just opened up, and it just perfection. Greatest Super Bowl halftime show of all time. And then God tapping Tyson Fury on the shoulder to tell him to get up.
Get up. Get up.
Just so he can fucking sing Aerosmith afterwards.
I also tell you, these undefeated guys, these knockout artists, when they get got, they get got. It happens to all of them. They get as good as they give it, they usually get it back worse. The same way he knocked out Stipe is the same way he just got flatlined. Same thing. Leg crumbled under him.
I still can't. Like, I was at the gym in the sauna watching that. I was alone, thankfully. I just started screaming. Like, I was like, oh, because I saw his soul come out of his body.
Mm-hmm.
And he was out for like 3 minutes.
He was out. He was out. By the time I got the fight
Feed.
on, the fight on, he was just getting up, which was crazy.
It was 3.5, 4 minutes real time. He was down before they got him up and on oxygen. And during that moment where Anthony Joshua was talking to him, he was just,
He was still out.
not my night. Just not my night.
Yeah, he was still out.
He didn't know what happened.
Yeah, he did. He never saw that punch coming, and that's why he was unconscious, because he never saw that coming.
Mike, sometimes God works in mysterious ways.
Yes, he does.
Right on cue.
What did I say? What did I say?
Doing God's work, Michael. You spoke it into existence. Here it is. Thank you, Twitter. Thank you, Twitter.
Same thing.
Oh, God.
Stipe's picture looks worse, though.
Yes, I thought Stipe broke his leg when that happened.
I did too. I thought Stipe broke his leg. Let's stay with boxing. The big news shook up the world. 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Shook us up. Jake Paul has got a new opponent, and his name is Iron Mike Tyson. Did you like the Paul Heyman description? That was cool. I liked it. Tyson and Paul are going to fight July 20th, I believe.
July 20th on Netflix.
On Netflix, which low-key also is a big deal, because I don't remember Netflix doing anything like this ever.
No, this is the first time I think they're doing live. Like, this is the intro of WWE. Live stuff for WWE. This is going to be like the litmus test to see how many people are actually going to.
Which is good. Get all the bugs out the way, because once Raw comes to the WWE universe, we're crashing Netflix. So
I don't know.
Be ready, Netflix.
I don't know about that. We crashed
Peacock. We crashed the WWE network.
I don't know. Before we get back to boxing, I don't know how well the Boomers are going to move over for Monday Night Raw.
That's true.
Because whenever Raw or SmackDown are on a different network, the numbers are significantly different. Significantly different, like half. Like half what they are. So I don't know what ratings will be on Netflix or how they're going to calculate that on Netflix. But we'll see. I think this could be a good litmus test. But again, I don't know how you're going to get the Boomers to be like, I don't want to use the Netflix. I want it on USA Network.
They can watch SmackDown then.
Yeah. Until that eventually moves.
Mm-hmm. But yes, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. Are they calling it an exhibition, or is this a professional fight? We don't know yet.
I don't know yet. We don't know, because it literally was just announced a day ago.
And so we don't have any details.
We don't know any details. We don't know how many rounds. We don't know what
that's what I was saying.
Are.
How many rounds is this going to be? Because I can't see Mike doing 8, let alone 10. So
I don't think it goes more than 5. I think 5 is it. I think it's a 5-round exhibition.
5-round.
It's a 5. The man's 58 years old, Mike.
I know. He shouldn't even be in the ring.
He shouldn't, but again, I think the Roy Jones Jr. fight was also 5 rounds. I'll double check
I think that was 8. I think that was 8.
Let's see.
That was not a good fight.
It was not. Roy Jones was running for his life.
And Roy looked every bit of 50.
Yeah, it was an 8-round fight. 8. The only way I say you could make that an 8-round fight is because it was 2 60-year-old dudes. Now you have a 28-year-old guy versus a 58-year-old guy. I think for the safety of the 58-year-old guy, you just do a 5-round exhibition. But then at the same time, that 58-year-old guy is Iron Mike Tyson,
who looks to be in good shape.
Yeah, well, those pad videos come from 4 years ago, and like I feel like the last time I saw Mike Tyson, he was getting wheeled around in a wheelchair.
I I've actually had this conversation with a few people since the fight has been announced. Dylan, it's amazing to me the demographic switch on how this fight is going to be. Everyone over 40 thinks Mike is going to knock Jake Paul out. Every person I've spoken to that is over 40,
Nostalgia is a crazy
it's
drug.
crazy.
It's a crazy
Everyone
drug.
I know, 35 or younger, think Jake Paul is going to knock Mike out.
I don't think Mike's
amazing.
camp is going to allow that to happen. I think they're going to throw in the towel before they see Mike go down like that at 58
Unless
years
he
old.
gets one punch knocked out, which
then it's like you can't do anything else about that. That's just it just life goes.
it's a fight game.
Yeah, you can't do anything about that. But if you have the ability to stop that from happening,
I think they would stop it too. If Mike looks like he can't even get, like he can't hang, I think they'll call it. They'll wrap it. They'll wrap it. But
I think you're going to see Mike empty his gas tank in the first round, and then Jake Paul is just going to be like, mink, 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 mink,
that's the conversation. That's the way I think the fight's going to go.
And then it's like, all right, enough.
I think that first round is going to be must-see TV. The first 2 or 3 times Mike hits him is going to be must-see TV. And then if Jake, like I suspect, is still standing there, it's going to get bad, and it's going to get bad quick. And then the sad part for all the nostalgia people is you're going to be at Jake Paul's mercy. Because if Jake decides that he wants to get Mike out of there, he will get Mike out of there. If Jake decides
and you're going to have to watch Jake take old Yeller behind the shit.
If Jake decides that he wants to carry Mike, and like you said, Dylan, just throw some jabs and run around Mike for a few rounds, then, we'll have a boring but safe,
act like Mike clipped him for something just to hey, let me get back.
Watch Mike go pop.
Jake's going to want to put on a show. That's the thing. He's going to want to put on a show.
But I'm telling you, that first round, though, Mike's coming to kill him. He better be ready that first round.
Yeah,
it ain't gonna be that homeless guy that he beat up last week.
And then the Uber driver before that.
It won't be those guys. He better be ready that first round. But after that first round, yeah.
But again, I said this in the chat, and I say that I've been saying this about Mike Tyson for probably over a decade at this point. I still would rather get shot than get hit with Mike Tyson. I'd rather get shot. Where would you rather get shot? Don't matter. I'd rather get shot than get hit by Mike Tyson.
Doesn't matter. My knee injury, I'll take it every day over taking one of those.
Tear my Achilles?
One of those to the rib. Yeah,
tear my Achilles again. I'll tear it again.
I'm all set.
Tear the other one. You rupture the other one.
Take it.
Oh. No thanks.
So that will be July 20th. We'll see where we are. We should be on hiatus by that time. But
boy,
that's got Soy Fight
Club. Soy Fight Club.
That's got it written all over it. Me and Dylan live streaming that. From Cowboy. Now, my next question, Dylan. This fight is at Cowboy Stadium.
It's Jerry World.
How many people do you think they're going to get in there?
A lot. Tyson will sell tickets by himself.
But that's the football stadium.
Listen.
I would think 25,000 maybe.
You will get
30?
Everybody to get in there. I don't think you're going to pack the stadium. I think you'll get close to 45K in there.
You think they can get 45K in there? When I went to WrestleMania there 2 years ago, slight flex. When I went to WrestleMania there two years ago, there was 75,000 of us in there. I think it was 75,000. But it's a very big stadium.
I think if they have, give me half of that.
It's a very large building.
You're gonna get every influencer. You're going to get people with money who want to be front row to a Mike fight, athletes, all that. All of them are going to be there. The retired fighters, you're going to get
all of that doesn't equal 40,000.
If everybody brings 5 people. Hey, If there was an opportunity and those tickets were like good, I'd consider it. Like
You'd
good prices,
consider it?
I'd consider going because the spectacle. That's
It
because
is
it's a
going to be a
spectacle.
spectacle.
That's why I think it's going to sell well. It's a spectacle. Like Jake in his fights against fucking Nate Diaz fills up like 20,000.
I don't know how many. I will get that number for you. I like I said, I think 30,000, but I mean, you could be right. They could 40 would be crazy to me.
The support for Iron Mike Tyson
is still there. It's amazing, the nostalgia, because people still think he's a top 10 heavyweight for some reason.
He can go right now be a top 10 heavyweight.
That Jake is just going to, he's in trouble because he's fighting a real boxer.
I think Jake's going to be in a weird spot because I'm assuming this fight's going to be at heavyweight.
I would think so.
I would assume so because you can't expect a 58-year-old man to try to cut down to fucking 185. That's just not, especially a guy who was fighting at what, 205 plus?
77,899 when I went to Mania.
35 to 40K.
So
I think he does it. So Jake's gonna have to adapt to fighting with weight as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's again. We're sitting here and I'm trying to analyze this fight like this is
like it's a real fight. Like it's a real fight. Feeling
like
we're two.
Fight. This is a 58-year-old man. This is a 58-year-old man
that has bad knees. Like,
and after those training videos, he said he was like laid out in his bed for a week because that was all he got. That's all he got.
But
I don't know.
But we'll be there. We'll be there watching.
We'll be here watching, and we're gonna be able to watch Jake just come out and just be like, "I knocked out Mike Tyson."
And then we're gonna have to sit here and
he did.
No matter how old he is, he did.
How many people could say they did it?
I think just Lennox Lewis, right? And Buster Douglas.
Yep.
Buster's passed. So I think just Lennox Lewis. Oh, and whoever that guy is that beat Mike in the last fight, where Mike just kind of sat there like, yeah, I'm not getting up. I don't want to do this no more.
I'm just here so I can get paid.
I'm not gonna get up. I'm just gonna sit here.
Just punch me in my face.
So, but yeah, so.
And Mike's just been smoking weed on podcasts for the last like 5 years.
Like, people just don't understand. Y'all are getting got, but it's cool. I'm getting got too because I'm gonna be watching.
I haven't missed a Jake Paul fight.
Jake Paul is on Floyd Mayweather level of making money.
And
he just knows how to make money.
Disrespecting the sport while doing it too. All this is just so he could go try to figure out a way to fight Tommy Fury again.
Mm-hmm.
That's all this is. He only fought those fucking Uber drivers to try to be like, hey, I could go fight a ranked middleweight now.
It's terrible.
I need to get my lick back. Whatever.
Fight a top 20 cruiserweight. Because he fights... Well, I guess he could fight at middleweight because he's been calling out Canelo, which will never happen. Unless he fights Canelo when Canelo's 60. Because I tell you right now...
That's very Floyd Mayweather of him.
What we just saw Francis Ngannou, we just saw Anthony Joshua do to Ngannou. That's what Canelo would do to Jake Paul. No, not a doubt in my mind. Canelo's beating him within 2 rounds. Like, for all you boxing fans out there, or non-boxing fans, just go to YouTube and YouTube Canelo Alvarez versus Amir Khan. That's what I think will happen. But
why are you doing Amir Khan like that? Why is Amir Khan catching strays fucking like 10 years later?
I had to get the Brits back some way. Joshua's out here today.
Listen, the boxing world is good if Joshua is like good.
Yeah, because him and Tyson Fury are the only stars.
They're
in boxing,
the only ones that need to fight.
Heavyweight stars.
They need to fight.
But it means nothing because Fury's going to lose to Usyk. Whenever they fight,
so
I do think so. I think he's going to beat Tyson Fury. I think he's going to beat him.
I think we're gonna get Joshua Usyk again.
No, because he can't beat him either.
I know. I was gonna say we're gonna get that again, or
either.
is that when we'll finally get Joshua Wilder? I mean, not be Joshua Fury.
Yeah, I think that Joshua Wilder is sailed too, because I think Deontay's gonna retire.
Deontay's got to beat somebody.
It's over.
So it looks like no matter what, Joshua's trying. His next fight's probably going to be Fury,
More
whether Fury wins or loses.
Well, no, because Fury has a rematch clause, so
yeah.
Then Joshua will go fight somebody else.
Maybe actually, then we might get Wilder at that point. Nate Diaz.
I don't know what Joshua's gonna do.
Joshua's just putting away MMA guys now.
Yeah,
he's going the Jake Paul.
Line him up. KSI, bring KSI. KSI is British.
Yeah, but him and Joshua are boys, so that's not happening.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, they're boys, so that's not happening.
You can get MVP in there.
Listen, MVP stinks. Yeah, I said it.
Oh yes, let's get to it. Let's get to UFC 299. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if we're gonna do the whole card, if we're doing individual fights.
So what do you want to do? So the prelim card is good.
It is, like I told you,
it is good. Do you want to do the whole prelim card, or you want to do a couple fights on the prelim card? Because I don't want to. I'd rather just do like 2 fights on this card.
Like I care, but I don't really care about Dos Anjos. I care, but I don't really care. He's gonna lose anyway.
Exactly. I was saying, are we gonna care about Old Yeller again?
I like Macy Barber though.
I also like Macy Barber.
I'm a fan, so I may be blinded because I don't know who this girl is that she's fighting, but I saw the countdown. This girl looks like she can fight. But all right, so Macy Barber. So we don't need to do the prelims because we agree.
Up here. Because I know you like yourself some Curtis Blades.
I do.
But he's not winning this fight.
I don't like this matchup. I don't like this matchup. I don't.
Are you going to die on your Curtis Blade sword? On your Curtis Blade?
I have to stand on business. So,
because for some reason you think Curtis Blade just like, he's gonna fucking go and beat up John Jones.
I still think he'd beat John to this day.
The fuck out of here!
Your boy is overrated.
Go home and smoke some more crack.
So that's you're not picking. So are we doing a single, or you want to do? I'm not doing a whole pack. Are we going to do that fight? But we agree on all.
I want to do. So we do. I want to do 3 Gatorades like we did last UFC card for the card.
Okay, 3 for
winner of the card gets 3.
Okay, and then we can decide if we want to bet singles. I'm not betting on Curtis Blades.
So this is not part of your whole.
You're not getting a single. No, it can be a part of the
card. No, this could be as the whole card.
Bet. Yeah, I'll give you this for the whole card.
Okay, because this could be the deciding factor here. Is it Curtis?
I don't know. I haven't spoken to you about this card, so it could be this. And this is what bailed you out last time because Henry Cejudo lost because you should have
bailed me out. Cejudo
bailed you out.
I told you what was going to happen.
I
told you what was going to happen.
Everything else went as I said, but Cejudo.
Mike, we picked the entire card correctly except for 2 fights. We only differed on 2 fights. So if you picked the entire card correctly, I picked the entire card correctly.
Those are semantics, Dylan.
I lost the main event. You lost Henry Cejudo. Like, what are we doing?
I won the card. I was on the headline. I was on the A line. I win the card.
I won nonsense.
I won the main event. So
Dwayne was right.
I don't know who this man is that Peter Yan is fighting.
You don't know who Song Yadong is?
Nope.
Don't matter. Peter Yan beat the dog shit out of him. So
I'm picking Peter Yan also because I don't know who that man is. So, all right. So Peter Yan, same page. I'm very interested to see where you're going with this Gilbert Burns fight.
I like Gilbert Burns.
I'm
picking Gilbert Burns. I don't know enough about Jack to pick Jack. So until then, I will go with the known commodity that is Gilbert Burns.
I'm leaning Gilbert Burns. But again, UFC does this thing where they hype you up for the fight by showing you highlights for people.
Oh, that got you with Homegirl that one time.
It didn't end well for me. It did end well. She gassed out 5 minutes. See, the problem, I can pick with you because I'm almost positive we're going to pretty much go opposite from here on out. Let me just. He's 27 though. He's 27.
Gilbert Modinho Burns.
He's 27. I'm gonna pick him.
Oh, okay. So we got our first difference.
I'm gonna pick him.
All right. Kevin Holland versus MVP.
This one I thought we were gonna agree on until literally 5 minutes before airtime that you are a hater.
Yeah, I don't think MVP is that good. I don't think MVP is that good.
My concern with this fight is A, Kevin Holland is better than people think he is. And B, MVP waited so long to come to UFC. Like, I don't know if people realize
too much
he's
time
old.
Beating up nobodies.
He's old. Now,
I don't think he spent too much time coming here because he wasn't good enough to come here. That's the problem. He wasn't good enough. And if we're gonna be real here, if Douglas Lima wasn't fucking like 40 when he fought him, Douglas Lima would have beat the dog shit out of him.
Really? Because he was beating the dog shit out of him. He got caught. It happens to everybody. He got caught.
If Douglas Lima wasn't 40, Douglas Lima would have ended him in the fucking first round.
You're crazy.
I'm not crazy. I'm not. Because again, and then the last time he fought in Bellator, he tried to do that switch shit he does, and he got leg kicked to oblivion and fell on his face.
Yeah.
You fight a
but
decent
Kevin
level
Holland
wrestler.
Is not going to leg kick him into oblivion, though.
No, but Kevin Holland will wrestle him.
But why I have confidence though? Yeah, I'm picking MVP, by the way. It's because Kevin Holland. I love it because he's about that business. He's with on business.
He's with it.
I very much can see him be like, you know what? Let me see how good you are. Let's go. Let's throw the hands. Let's see what's good with you. Let's see what's good. And
I think he'll do that for the first 30 seconds, then realize, oh, he's a point fighter. I'm going to get outstruck if I keep fighting like this.
I would say he's going to realize, oh, I don't want to fuck with him here. I don't want to mess with him here.
He's setting me up for something crazy. And then he's going to roll a Pokeball at me.
Greatest celebration in combat
after he
sports.
caved Homeboy's forehead in.
Greatest celebration in combat sports history. Caught the throwing the Pokeball caught him. When you caught him with a knee. Greatest.
Yeah, but again, he also was beating up Uber drivers at that point in his career.
He was not an Uber driver. He was a roided out Brazilian.
Oh, I was about to say. I thought we were talking about the guy before him. When he fought Pitbull, he definitely caved.
That was a real fight.
The fight before that, where he did the Infinity Gauntlet. That guy was an Uber driver. That guy just came out of his Uber and put on fucking gladiator fucking trunks.
That is true. That guy, I don't know where they found him. I've never heard of him before or since. But when he beat up Cyborg's husband, that was a real fight. He might have been at the end a little long in the tooth, but that was still a real fight. And boy, oh boy, did he not disappoint. So I'm taking MVP.
Now he's fighting the best in the world at this stuff, though. That's where it's like this is a different level than he's used to fighting.
Listen, I'm nervous about this fight. He could lose.
I'm not.
Kevin Holland's very good.
Kevin Holland is one of my favorite.
I wish Kazmat wasn't such a punk and would have tried to actually fight him, because then we could have seen what it was. But he literally did not throw a punch in the fight. Like, to me, that's what we think of Anthony Joshua. It's the same thing.
It's
the same thing.
It's kind of pussy. But again, it's fight game. It's the fight game. It's planning. You're not in it for the show. You're in it to fucking win.
True.
Right.
But then don't talk that craziness. Don't talk,
he just does the Khabib thing. I take you down, then I smash.
I'm here to win fight. That's it. That's all you got to say. Don't come in here. I'm the baddest man in the world. Can't nobody touch me. Prove it then.
He wins fight. I go in, I win fight, I bad man. That's how it goes. All right, so we have 2 fights where we're.
Are we putting Gatorade on that?
I'm willing.
I've got 1.
1.
I've got 1 on MVP.
1 on Kevin Holland.
Got 1. So all right.
The Diamond versus Benoit St. Denis.
So I was going to pick Benoit St. Denis in this fight.
And then you found out he's got a staph infection?
I did not know he had a staph infection. I was going to pick him until I saw them do the stare down, and I saw Dustin punk him in the stare down, and I was like, Dustin's winning. Dustin's winning. I saw that stare down, and I was like, nope, Dustin's winning this fight.
I don't know now if he for sure has a staph infection, but I saw a picture going around from his weight cut, and everybody was like, staph infection, because he got something like right here on his forehead. And I was like, oh, no, that's why he had that.
That's why he had a hat on. Oh, boy.
He going to be gassed real quick.
Oh, boy.
He going to get gassed real quick. The Diamond.
I'm going to go with Dustin, too.
Main event. Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Marlon Chito Vera.
Before we even start, who won the first fight, Dylan?
I hate when fights end that way. I don't like. I think those fights should be no contests. When it just like a freak injury happens and you have to just stop the fight. Chito won that fight because O'Malley literally
a freak injury.
Yes. He remember he rolled his ankle and then he had dead leg.
Or was those leg kicks giving him dead leg?
See, that's what I don't agree with.
I don't agree with. Was he not kicking his calf?
But again, I saw that happen to what's his face, Henry Cejudo against Mighty Mouse, where he rolled his ankle the wrong way and had dead leg before Mighty Mouse wasn't doing leg kicks that fight. So I saw that same thing happen there. That's why it's like I don't buy into the my leg kick did that, my leg kick did that. I don't believe that. And that happened so literally the second the fight started.
It happened quick.
And I'm just like, okay, come on now. That's why I'm mad. Because normally we could go in and be like, oh, based on the past, we could make inferences about X, Y, and Z. We didn't literally see anything in that fight for me to be like, Sean's going to win or Cheeto's going to win. But Cheeto's a bad motherfucker.
Very bad.
He's a bad motherfucker. But so is Sean. Sean is also a bad motherfucker. And this was the blemish on Sean's record.
He wants to avenge this fight very badly.
And with that being said, I'm going with the Sugar Show.
You know he's wearing pink shorts, right?
I do. Good for him. You got a problem with men wearing pink, Michael? And his rainbow hair?
You know, I'm all about uniforms. I was just wondering if that did anything for you.
No, I could care less. He's a rainbow hair guy. Let him do his thing. Wear pink. Do your thing. I'm going with the Sugar Show because this man, He's the one. He's the one. Remember what didn't you say? You're like, oh, he's not gonna be Aljo. He's not gonna be
I
Aljo.
did not think he was going to beat Aljo. I did not. I don't really think he's going to beat Cheeto either. But I do think he's very motivated. And that's the only.
And Cheeto had a bad weight cut. Did you see him at the weigh-ins?
No.
He was drained. Both these guys need to move up, right? They're both too big for this weight class to be fighting a 135 or where the fuck it is.
Sean is definitely too big for this weight class.
Sean is two weight classes too light.
He very much gives me Conor McGregor vibes, where he's just beating up on these guys because he's just ridiculously bigger than them.
But Sean is also like naturally like a skinny dude anyway.
Yeah, and he's very talented, but like these dudes can't hurt him, and he knows they can't hurt him. So
he's also like a foot taller than half of them,
and he hits 2 weight classes heavier than them. So like he really should never lose in this weight class. That being said, Cheeto is a dog, man.
Cheeto's a dog. Cheeto's got size too. That's
dog.
why he struggled with this weight class.
I don't know. I didn't know. Have you heard about this story about him and his daughter? That one of the main reasons he started fighting is because his daughter has a rare disease.
Yes.
That affected the muscles, and she just recently. Well, it's been a couple years now, but like that makes you a different kind of guy.
I remember that story from when they first fought.
And this is life-changing money for him. Again, This is life-changing. That scares me because when you have a dog that has this is in his mind. This is his. There's no bigger fight. There's no nothing. This is the biggest moment in his professional career. Against a guy that he, in his mind, I'm not saying either way.
Yeah.
But in his mind, he knows he can beat him. Like in his mind, I can beat that dude. I know how good he is. Even if the fight lasted a round, I know I can beat him. He can't hurt me. Now we'll see. But
the scariest thing for me in this fight is I just keep going back to their first fight. Is something freak happening to either one of them? That's the one thing where I'm like, this has just fight that's never supposed to happen. Like vibes, like Tony Ferguson and Khabib. Fight's never supposed to happen because something stupid just happens. Like Tony fucking tripping on wires because he wears sunglasses inside. This has that vibe. Like it just feels like this fight's not supposed to happen. So I don't know.
What are we looking at? Or what do we disagree on?
We disagreed on these two. And Blades. So we have 3 fights.
So I can take Sean. I don't particularly need the upset.
Yes, you do not.
I could already be winning I could already have won by the time we get here.
Correct. Or you could just be a really bad spot.
Where I would need a push, because this would be the push. Which is what happened last time.
Yeah. This would be your okay. I survived.
This would be the push.
I'm on my Taz grind where I'm just like survive if I let you.
I want to pick Cheeto so bad. I really do. But I'm gonna pick Sugar.
A smart pick. So there you have it. We have a total of 4 Gatorades on the line.
Yeah, it's 3 with the potential of 4.
Ooh. I love it. We love a good soy fight night. Soy Fight Club. Shout out to Kevin Holland. You got this.
Come on,
breaks
MVP.
Off that Brit.
I just need one more great night. Just one more great night. How do you have Kevin Holland winning?
Oh, he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna finish him like striking, but he's gonna submit him. Or actually, you know what? Stoppage on the ground.
Gatorade for a stoppage?
No. Because there's too many variables. There's too many variables.
Herb Dean can see one punch and be like, oh, stop the fight. Stop the fight. He sat here and let what was that dude with the green hair that Sean O'Malley fought?
Listen, I will never forgive Herb Dean for actually stopping that fight. I will never forgive him because you let him get the dog shit kicked out of him.
For four. It was a 5, right?
It was a 5-round fight. You let Sean O'Malley beat the dog shit out of him for 4.5 rounds. Let that man go out on his shield.
He was hurt though.
He was.
He was hurt. I don't want to make it seem like
let him go out like a warrior.
At least get knocked down.
Exactly.
If he had got knocked down, then I'd have been like, yeah, okay, good job. I know we wanted him to finish it, but he got knocked down. It's over.
Give him a shot to like build his legacy, because that little green haired boy was getting fucked up, and he just kept coming back for more.
Kept coming back.
He kept coming back for more, and they ruined that. He would have got a contract. He probably would have got a contract because the fans would have loved him. But you took it away from him.
He was getting. That was bad.
At that point, just let him.
He landed 80% of his power punches that
way. That's what happens when you try to block punches with your face. It doesn't always work.
That was just. Woo.
But man, did he gain a fan? Too bad, like he's like at Walgreens now. Just bagging shit at Walgreens, giving people their fucking Marlboros behind the counter buying cigarettes. But yeah, Soy Fight Club. We love it. 3 fights that we're different on. Can't wait to win. Hottest Gatorade gambler alive. You escaped. You escaped last time.
Hottest Gatorade gambler alive. As I sit here sipping on the sweet nectar.
Since I paid you those Gatorades, I was the hottest Gatorade gambler alive.
Skip Bayless would say the nectar of the gods.
The nectar of the gods. Diet Dew.
Red Gatorade, nectar of the gods.
Not yellow.
No. The only acceptable alternative is orange. Maybe blue on a good day. But orange. Orange and red. That's all we drink here.
You take that back.
Nectar of the gods.
You're a bullshit liar. Go smoke some more crack.
It's never gonna get old. It's never
because you keep saying things like you smoke crack.
Never gonna get old.
Anytime you say something ridiculous, I'm just gonna pull that out. Go home and smoke some more crack.
We need to get that on the soundboard so we can plug that in. Oh, smoke some crack.
I would, but who knows? Fucking Nick Khan will just pull the fucking whole episode down again. Pull the audio off.
So, since we're in Soy Fight, do we want to talk about Sting's last match? Are you a fan of Darby Allin jumping through a sheet of glass? I know you're not. That was a trick question. I know you're not. I know you're not.
What type of silly shit is this, Mike?
I know that you're not.
I don't like people jumping off shit for no reason.
That had no impact on the match. It was just a spot.
Zero implication. Like, it didn't need to happen at all. But yet, here we are, letting people just jump off shit for the sake of jumping off shit. I didn't like it when Jeff Hardy did it. I don't like it when Darby Allin does it.
Nah, that spear off the ladder, the hanging, that wasn't
even Jeff Hardy. I rewatched that spot and how hard Jeff Hardy worked to get there, trying to run across the ladders, and then realized that wasn't going to happen, saved himself from falling, grabs the titles, and then picks up the ladder with his feet to put it in the spot just so he can swing.
Just for Bully to come and take it away.
And then Edge just hugs him down to the ground. A flying hug off the ladder.
Iconic spot, though.
iconic spot. But when you look back at it now, like after this all said, you're like, man, now that we've all come to terms that Edge's spear fucking sucks, like that spot is terrible. That spot's really not that good. And then Edge like gets up and throws his hair up like he just fucking did something crazy, and it's just like, you know what? This really isn't that good.
You're a hater. Greatest ladder match of all time.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, WrestleMania 10.
Nostalgia is a crazy thing.
Listen, no matter how you spin it, it is more than 20 years ago. So it's nostalgia regardless. Mike, do you know how old I was in WrestleMania 10?
2.
Let's see. Because I don't know. What year did WrestleMania 10 take place?
You might not have been born yet.
Let me tell you, Mike, I was not years old.
I didn't think so.
I
was sitting here thinking about it because I was 7, I think.
Yeah. So nostalgic. You can't hit me with nostalgia because I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
That match is why I fell in love with wrestling. That match right there.
Yeah. So you can't say nostalgia is a crazy drug to me when I wasn't there. I was there for WrestleMania 2000. Like I was there for that. And I wasn't really like a crazy fan of it because again, I'm a Hardy Boy hater. But
yes.
But we named a million tag teams better than them yesterday.
We did.
Shout out to Sting. More important, that's what this is about. Shout out to Sting. Incredible career. You deserve this send-off. Appreciate you. Thank you for the memory, sir.
Even if you don't think you should have won.
Again, I'm old school. You go out on your back. Because then you just fucked up the whole tag team. Like, no, we're not. Okay, I'm not getting this.
He didn't.
I'm not getting this.
He actually passed the torch because they love a good tournament over in AEW.
I'm not getting
any reason to give us a tournament. They'll give us a tournament.
Like they are like giving them the belts to begin with slowed down the tag division. Like
giving Ricky Starks and Big Bill the belts was what are we doing?
Listen, they're still trying to figure out if Cash is going to jail. So you gotta get the belt off of him because if he goes to jail and he got tag team belts, now you gotta figure out a way to get rid of it in the storyline.
Yeah.
So I get it.
But shout out the real best spot of that match was Sting's sons doing the Stinger Splash, going through like looking at different versions of him doing it. That was great.
In his old gear.
That was cool.
That's got to be such a cool moment for them to be able to be like, or especially the one who is in the Surfer Sting gear to get jacked, put some fucking muscle on, and be like, hey. This is actually my dad's boots. These are actually my dad's tights and jacket. I was able to get in this, and boy, they look great. Good for them.
They did. The one that was the NWO red and black, not so much, but still.
He fucking was jumping out of the fucking arena, though.
He was doing everything.
He was tweeting. He was like, he's like, in my head, don't embarrass my dad, don't embarrass my dad, don't embarrass my dad. And then like the picture is him just almost jumping out of the ring.
What a night. Moment. What a night. Whose house? What a night.
Swerve's house.
So yeah. Shout out to AEW. I don't hate you. You just do dumb things sometimes.
Yes.
A lot of times.
Most of the time.
Of the time, but that's another show. Catch me on OTTR for all of that fun. Oh, so I don't want to talk about the draft combine except for that man who ran like a 4.1. He actually ran what Cat Williams said he could do, and I don't think Cat Williams could do.
Cat Williams got tested today. He ran 4.97.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't think that was really 4.97.
No, but, I that's believable. That's believable.
But if he ran 4.97 at 50, then there's a good chance he probably ran a 4.4 or a 4.5 when he was a spry.
I was about to say, when I was in high school, I ran a 4.45.
So.
And it was like 5 years ago when we were working at Best Buy, I told Theo, like, off for I was like, I could probably run like a 4.7 right now. I still believe I could run like a 4.7, 4.8 right now.
I don't think you could right now. Maybe
I could probably run a 4.9 right now. 4.9. Like I could probably run what Cat Williams did right now.
But would your Achilles explode?
I ran yesterday, Playboy. No, not right now. No, I can't do it. I'll probably run like a fucking 5.4.
I would probably run a 6.5. But again, my knee is in no shape.
Yeah, I was gonna say
right
you
now.
fucking.
My knee is in no condition for running. My physical therapist would probably shoot me if she saw me.
That's something I would love to do. Do the fucking soy NFL combine. Test verticals. I can run 40s, do the 3-cone drill. Do it all.
The 3-cone drill I could do. Not right now, but 3-cone drill I would do. I would. There's no. I'm a realist. I'm definitely running the slowest. Anthony's probably a smidge faster than me. Smidge. He's faster.
Anthony, you hear that? No, Anthony.
He's faster than me. He's faster than me. A smidge, though.
Anthony probably thinks he would fucking smoke you.
Well, he thinks he's the best basketball player in here. So that still I need to see that. I need to see that. Y'all are still going to learn who the best free throw shooter is here.
Mike, you don't want that. I'm telling you, you don't want that.
That we can do tomorrow.
Listen.
Tomorrow.
I think it's going to rain.
It is. It's going to be disgusting.
Okay, then
outside.
we're definitely not doing it tomorrow.
It's going to be disgusting outside. But yeah, I don't need a knee for that. I don't need a knee to pack y'all up. James talks are tough, but he's caught smoke. He's caught smoke.
Until you deal with a real shooter, a real stepper.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. We will see. It'll be a fun summer. Golf. Yeah.
I think I probably will outdrive all of you.
Maybe.
Because I could drive 350.
Okay, I didn't hit 350.
I could drive 350.
I was hitting 280, 290. Not 280. I think I said 3. 280, 290. I wasn't hitting at 380. I'd be on the pro ranks if I was hitting the ball 400 feet.
Yeah, but that was me.
No,
just
if you're doing 350, yeah, no, because I was.
Yeah, that's me like trying to drive 350. Like that was like, and then I figured out my swing to get it from 350 that way to 350 dead center. So then I figured it out. I don't know. I don't know if I can do anything else golf wise. So I probably can't.
Yeah, I don't know. Putting, who knows?
Putting, I don't know. But that is something I would love to do. Is to do a fucking tea time. Let's go out there and just fucking drink and hit some golf balls.
Yeah, I'll need the cart, but we can do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You think I'd want to fucking walk that?
Again, my knee is not gonna be able to do that for a little bit.
We should wait. Yeah, because you're gonna need your knee anyway.
I had to take a week off too to go on this trip.
Or batting cages. I would love to do batting cages.
Batting cages, I would love to do that too, because my guy Josh, we used to joke about that all the time because Josh was just the greatest baseball player God could ever created. He just refused to believe that I could be good at baseball. I told him I could play first base. You can't even move. All right, bro. All right.
I mean, you don't really need to do much at first. There's only a few. Like, you really only gotta like
stretch,
back up the second baseman on the cutoff, replace the pitcher when the pitcher goes to cover home plate. Like,
I told Josh when I would play like pickup games or whatever baseball, how I would either play first or left field, and Josh. That's because you suck. That's what they already.
There's a reason they call it left out. That is the reason they call it left out.
Like, yeah, I didn't suck when I got that bat in my hand, though. I'll tell you that. Cleanup hitter all the time.
No, when I played baseball, I was terrible at hitting. I couldn't fucking hit. I got so much bad advice as a hitter. I'm so much better hitter now than I was when I played because I listened to every fucking idiot who told me level swings. Yeah, and I grounded out all the fucking time.
I learned how to uppercut swing, and then I just used to copy my favorite baseball player's batting stance. When I was in my Sammy Sosa era, with his batting stance, nasty. Doing the leg kick, that leg kick timing thing is real.
It's real. Yes, it's real.
It's
Once I
real.
realized that you're supposed to try to put backspin on the ball, done. That's when I was like, okay, I'm hitting fucking 400 feet. Let's do it.
The last time I really swung for real, I was in Alex Rodriguez. Kind of that's an easy swing for me because I one hand I do the one hand.
I do a variation of a young Albert Pujols.
Hmm.
Wide stance, high up, bang.
So I would be right now. I'd be a combination of Jason Giambi and Alex Rodriguez. That's
and if I do a left-handed swing, because I did learn how to switch hit. I'm not great at it, but I can hit. I can't hit for power at all, but I could get that ball to the outfield. Don't ask me to hit a home run.
I can't hit left.
My favorite batting stance of all time, Robinson Cano.
Hmm.
The laid back, just boom.
Yeah.
Bang.
I can't hit lefty. Oh, and oh no, I think he's okay. I was going to say, is AD hurt? I think it's a bruise. He's just kind of acting like
Roz's patented fucking destroyed ankles, shattered ankle syndrome.
It's a shoulder. It's a shoulder. I think he kind of got like hit like the way he's just the way he's rubbing it and just he's reacting when they're putting pressure on it. So I think he just got hit there. But they're up 6 against Milwaukee to start the 4th, and they need AD to finish this game.
Yep.
LeBron's not playing, so they're not going to win this game if AD don't finish this game. I'll tell you that right now. But speaking of the NBA, we want to talk about the Denver Nuggets and how I've been saying for a while now that they're just playing with their food. And
I mean, we agree. We've been on that train for a while. I was like, they're just here. They've had the success. They won the title. They have the MVP. They're just get to the playoffs and you're in trouble.
Yeah.
The problem is we're approaching that spot where it's like, okay, we have to like turn it up a little bit just so we can play ourselves into like being ready for the playoffs.
And the ones like they don't even care about the 1 seed and they still might get the 1 seed. Like we're all talking about this great season that Minnesota and OKC is having. Denver is like a game behind them. Denver is just kind of like do. Oh, big game. Okay, we'll play. We'll win. Oh, it's the Lakers. Okay, we'll play. We'll win. Oh, like a national TV game. All right, we'll play. We'll win. Like
they're looking for a reason to play hard.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, let's get ourselves ready. So when we have to flip that switch, we know how to do it.
And they are very good at it.
And they're doing it.
They play good defense. The problem is they get scary efficient in clutch time. Like they get scary efficient. Like they just everything they do.
That's what
works.
makes them they are the scariest team to play.
Because when they need to get a bucket, Joker's gonna figure it out, or Jamal Murray's just hitting a dagger 3, or KCP is hitting a dagger 3, or Aaron Gordon is doing something crazy and like. I can't wait for Denver to beat the Clippers to shut you and James up. I cannot wait.
No. I don't put me in that. I said I think the Clippers will get swept against Denver. Don't say that to me. I think Denver is a terrible matchup for them. Terrible matchup because their best players are the ones that they have to go against Zubats if healthy, and then against James Harden. So, I
can't wait to see Paul George and Kawhi guard Joker again, since that's what James wants to do. Can't wait for it.
You can't do that.
Can't wait for it.
If you're Ty Lue and you do that, you better fix your
shit, but man. They can do it. They can do it. They're tough. They're big enough.
But the thing is, you
can do it.
You could do it every once in a while.
All
like
right.
You could do it. Is it going to be successful? Who knows? But again, you can say that about everybody guarding everybody at every position. Like it's a make or miss league. You either make it or you miss it. Like there's no you can't hand check and fucking control guy. It is a make or miss league.
No, I mean it is a make or miss league, but there are mismatches all over the place.
Yes, but even if there's you have let's use Drew Holiday as an example. Drew Holiday is probably the best point of attack defender in basketball, and Jimmy Butler was just giving him 50.
I mean, styles make matches.
It doesn't matter how good you are at defense. Sometimes some guys just make shots.
Some guys just have
That
the match.
3-pointer on Jokic. I mean, Jokic made over Anthony Davis. What more could he have done?
Nothing.
Sometimes guys just make shots.
But if you're
there are
sit here and tell me,
mismatches.
yeah, I would say, but you're not going to tell me there's not mismatches.
There are mismatches, but like
mismatches everywhere.
Jokic isn't going to make that shot 100% of the time.
No, even though he did last year.
But again, but like if you have Kawhi on him for a possession, you have Kawhi on him
like,
for like.
If we're talking isolated possessions, yeah, but that specific game, guys, that we're talking about earlier this season, where the Clippers were purposely putting Kawhi and Paul George on Joker, and James was like, well, it's not that bad of an idea. Those are all world defenders. Kawhi's big enough to do that. No, Joker's going to score every time. Maybe not 100% of the time.
Yeah,
but like 75-80% of the time, he's
like
going
if
to
that's
score.
a switch and that happens, like you live with it. You're
if
not
you
gonna
don't come double team. You're gonna get cooked.
You can't. You let that possession rock because you're gonna get cooked regardless.
You can't do it over and over again.
No, exactly. You can't do it over and over again.
All right, off. Possession here, possession there.
But again, we ripped Ty Lue a new one for that. We ripped Ty Lue a new one for that because you can't. That can't be your defensive game plan.
You're gonna get killed.
If that's your defensive game plan, you're gonna be fired.
Which is the exact reason why the Thunder can't beat the Lakers, because they have no one that can guard AD. There's no one that can stop him. They have no one that can stop AD. Chet is not strong enough yet. AD is going to kill them. Now, but the funny thing is that Thunder team could give that Denver team problems because they match up particularly well with them everywhere else. But the Lakers, I think OKC could give them trouble.
I don't think so.
I mean, not win. I wouldn't pick them to win.
No,
but 6 or 7, I could see OKC pushing that 6 or 7 with Denver, not with the Lakers.
I don't like that. The problem is that Denver matchup, you put them in the playoffs where they get to play physical and you let to get KCP and Aaron Gordon play physical defense. A little different. We're
going to see. I think that OKC team is very good.
I think they're really good too, but
they're very good. I think outside of the Lakers,
the way you think about Chet with AD, Chet's going to be guarding Jokic.
I mean, Jokic.
And Chet's going to give up fucking 30 a game.
I think the key to the playoffs is going to be who can make Joker play defense. Because that's really how you beat him.
And if you're going to sit there and you're going to be like, oh, Chet, we're going to be running offense primarily through you, that's not a great idea. Because Chet's not going to be able to blow by Jokic. Jokic is too strong.
I mean,
unless Chet's going to become Ray Allen.
We'll see. We'll see, because there are matchups all across the board. You don't think Phoenix can even get a game against Denver?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. At all.
I disagree. But how do you feel about Phoenix and the Clippers?
I told you I think the Clippers win that series.
See, I think, but then to the flip of it, I think Dallas beats the Clippers.
I think Dallas beats nobody.
I think Dallas beats the Clippers.
I think Dallas is a guaranteed first-round exit.
And I think Dallas beats Phoenix. I think Dallas can beat Phoenix. I don't know.
That's a weird one because Dallas is offended by Phoenix for whatever reason. They're offended by Phoenix's existence.
Lucas sees red whenever he doesn't like Devin Booker. He does not like him.
He's just offended by the existence of Devin Booker.
He also does not like the Clippers. He does not like them as much as James tries.
Yeah, but he's never beat them.
He's never beat them.
Okay.
He goes off every time he sees them,
and then they don't.
And now he has Kyrie with him.
Yeah, but how long did he have Kyrie with him?
I don't care. He has Kyrie this year. I don't care about 2, 3, 4 years from now. I'm talking about this.
No, I'm talking. No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about Kyrie's availability.
I mean, he's done good this year.
Again, we want to talk about guys missing time.
He's done better than me and you. He's done better than me and you. Typically, I would have expected something by now. He's gotten hurt a couple times.
He's gotten hurt a few times. He's missed a good amount of games, but
like he's. I don't.
The reliability factor.
I don't project an injury on him.
And here's what we need to realize again. Ramadan is in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And that is always a problem for Kyrie. And you can tell. So, and he's on the West Coast. Yeah. So
the time change is going to be very interesting, but listen, you think that Dallas isn't going to be prepared for that, just like Brooklyn was prepared for it? Like,
you could be there's no real way to be prepared for it.
But I mean, you can have him have his meals ready when he can eat.
Yeah, he's eating the banana on the sidelines.
You can have it you can have it ready. I don't now. Can I tell you how his body's going to react? No, I can't tell you that.
We don't know how his body's going to react.
But they can be. I have no concerns about Dallas being prepared for that. That I don't have concerns about. It's just a matter of how he reacts. We'll see.
I just don't think Dallas is going to win anything.
I think it depends on. I think it depends on who they match up with. Because I don't think they can beat Minnesota.
I think the only one.
You know what? They can beat Minnesota if Cat doesn't play.
Cat got surgery. I don't know if he's. I don't think he's going to play. I think he's done.
I think he's done too.
I think he's done.
Because then he has to ramp up, and then they'd have to get to the finals.
Yeah,
they'd have to get to the finals.
And we all know how if Rudy Gobert is your primary big over there, and you don't got nobody else there, like we know how that goes.
Now, if they got to the finals, that means they're rolling, and then you add Cat. I might be sitting here like, oh man, that means Anthony Edwards is doing God's work.
Yeah, that means he's just.
That's what that means.
1989 Michael Jordan,
who got swept.
Fuck 84 Jordan. Fuck 84 Jordan that KG was talking about. We're talking about 89 Jordan when he's just trying to just get past the Pistons.
that loss.
Where it's like, okay, Jordan is literally becoming a different level at this point.
Yeah. Don't forget to add. He lost.
They lost. Again, Jordan fans don't like to talk about that. And speaking of 80s and 90s basketball, 80s and 90s basketball is getting dragged right now on the internet, Michael.
Yeah, X is TikTok, and X is not a nice place right now.
Listen, if you're an old head and you've been defending 80s and 90s basketball, it's a bad look for you right now because the internet exists and they are putting the internet on. They're putting 80s and 90s basketball on blast. Like the worst era of basketball to watch is the help era defense where they're not allowed to help. Because that's a legal defense.
A legal defense, which is ridiculous.
And everyone's just like, Jordan can't go left. Listen. That is a wild thing. Like, yes, I've seen it go left too, but there is a lot of tape of him refusing to use his left hand and try to bring everything back to his right hand. And it's like, listen, the fact they're calling Michael Jordan Jaylen Brown is the ultimate sign of disrespect.
That's wild.
It's incredible hate. Like I pride myself on being a hater.
That's next level.
That is a level of hate I aspire to achieve one day.
That's crazy.
Like they're giving shit about like how I give 60 about how they play with plumbers. They're seeing the defense that these guys are playing. They're like, these are plumbers. These guys are plumbers. Like it's absolutely disrespectful, but when you sit there and actually watch some of the tape, you're like, this is terrible. Like
the offense back in the 90s was terrible.
I saw a clip of Celtics and Bulls from that I think the 86 matchup where Jordan scored like fucking 65 or whatever the fuck it was. The Celtics had like 5 straight possessions of Larry Bird just chucking shit up. Like, I have to pick up my dribble for whatever reason. I'm just going to chuck this shot up. I'm like, this is horrible basketball. Horrible basketball. But I'm supposed to believe this is like a super talented era. I can't. Like, I'm not going to hate on it. I'm going to respect it. But, like, real hoop fans know that this era of basketball now is significantly, like, more talented.
Yeah.
More talented. But
they
Jordan's just Jaylen Brown.
They be running circles around these dudes.
And they're like, oh, they're just leaving shooters open. They're just leaving Michael open. And he's just hitting shots. Which is also like insane to watch. It's like, oh yeah, Jordan just hitting open jump shots.
Would never happen today.
No. And that's an era where you could hand check and control people where you wanted them to go. And he's just open. Open mid-range jump shots.
Steph Curry would kill them dudes.
They wouldn't know how to react to Steph Curry. They would bring crosses to games and
because
say
they could set harder physical screens back then too. Steph would be open all the time. Firstly, he'd be running them point guards into the ground because Steph's cardio is crazy. He doesn't get enough credit for his cardio. And Steph would be running them dudes into the ground. And then Steph is going to be the logo 3 is something their minds can't even process.
Where the 3-point line is right now is too much for them to comprehend. Because that's what, like 4 or 5 feet behind where it actually was?
Because they wouldn't be able to handle this now.
They call regular NBA threes now fucking half court shots.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm here for all like the hate. Love me a good hate train. Mm-hmm. And here we are.
Yes, you do.
Here we are. It's wonderful. Michael Jordan's just Jaylen Brown.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Don't let Anthony hear you say that.
Anthony blindly protects things for no reason and doesn't listen to reason. He's a sheep. A perfect example of a sheep. Sheep.
Are we done? Are we done?
No, I think we got to cover like the nonsense, not even the nonsense, the insanity that's happening in the NFL, where everybody and their grandmother's getting cut. Sorry, Grandma, you're out.
And the wild thing about everybody getting cut in the NFL is they raised the salary cap $30 million, and everyone's getting cut.
They raised the salary cap, and it's Mike. Do you remember what 2 positions I have told you are the least? No, I don't hate. They're the single most they're like the least valuable positions on your football teams on offense and defense. Do you remember what they are?
Running back and safety.
Yes. And every major safety except for Derwin James and Tyrann Mathieu are free agents. And Tyrann Mathieu just signed an extension that nets him, I think, $6.5 million a year.
He's also old.
He's also still probably a top 5 safety in football.
No. Top 10, maybe. Not top 5.
Even still, top 10 safety in football, $6.5 million. The best safety that's available is probably going to get like 9. Because the safety market has crashed.
It's because these defensive coordinators don't know how to use them.
No, because they're like, you could replace them with just track stars. If you have a great everything else, you could get away with having a below average safety. And a lot of these defenses have that. The safety is the thing that puts your defense over the top. It's not the thing that makes your defense.
Tell that to Troy Polamalu.
Troy Polamalu was part of a great defense.
Do you
have to remember? Do you remember who was on those Steelers defenses?
I mean, yes, they were
very. They were great defenses, and Troy put them over the top. Now you get rid of James Ferrier and Harrison and Ike Taylor and all those guys.
And Ryan Clark. Like, they act like Ryan Clark was not a great...
Ryan Clark was a dog. Yeah. Ryan Clark would hurl himself at people. Like, parallel to the ground. Hurl himself at people.
They changed rules for him, as he says all the time. They changed.
Didn't he murder Willis McGahee? Wasn't he the one that like sent Willis McGahee to the Shadow Realm on that Sunday Night Football game in like 2009?
I would have to look it up.
Because boy, I remember that hit, and that was him throwing his body. But again, those were like your super complimentary pieces where it's like, yo, you could get an elite safety to go along with this really good defense. You're at a fucking like even with Ed Reed, right? Ed Reed's the greatest safety to ever play the game of football.
Mm-hmm.
You can't act like that defense wasn't fucking ridiculous without him.
It was, but he made it ridiculous.
But he made it over the top ridiculous.
Like if you take him off and put average safety there, yeah, they're still really good.
They're still really good defense.
But they're not what they were.
But if you were to take Ray Lewis, Haloti Ngata, this what's his face? Terrell Suggs.
Ray and T Sizzle are not replaceable guys. You could take Ngata off and put average nose tackle there.
That's also the second least valuable position on the defense. Is the defensive tackle. But like you take the rest of the reasons why the defense was great away and you build around the safety, it's not going to end the same. Trust me, I know.
But the problem I have with that is like the Legion of Boom, like
the Legion of
Earl
Boom,
Thomas and Cam
their
Chancellor
second layer, their second half on was incredible. Bobby Wagner and KJ Wright, awesome. Richard Sherman and at the time Brandon Browner, awesome. And then you also had the really good fucking safeties.
Like they had 2 Hall of Fame safeties, and those 2 Hall of Fame safeties were really what was the killer for that defense.
Well, they were just a great cover team as a whole.
That's to say you couldn't throw the ball back there.
I'm also of the belief that if you don't have Cam Chancellor, you don't have a Richard Sherman.
I think Richard Sherman's overrated as well, but
I think he's rather overrated. But he showed his value in San Fran as an old man, so I'll give him that. But again, those early Legion of Boom days, all they did was play cover 3, and you had Earl Thomas over the top, and then you had Cam Chancellor coming across on hook zone, so you couldn't really do anything. You just had to send Richard Sherman on a straight line. I also watched Richard Sherman get cooked by Eddie Royal.
But don't put Crabtree on. Don't put that sorry receiver.
Don't put sorry Crabtree on him, but Des Bryant also fucking cooked Sherman. Demaryius Thomas and Des Bryant cooked Sherman.
So,
R.I.P. DT.
Yes.
But listen, was it Justin Simmons, Jamal Adams, Quandre Diggs from Seattle. Seattle released both their fucking safeties.
Buffalo just released the whole
defense. Jordan Poyer, Tre'Davious White getting released is wild. Granted, he's going to be like a 28, 29-year-old corner coming off of an Achilles injury. He's probably not going to be the same. Still. But that's a top 10 corner.
Still,
when healthy, a top 5 corner.
I can't wait to see where he goes because he could change. He could be like a missing piece, like him on like Houston or
on a cross, like literally on the other side of Darius Slay. I mean, not Darius Slay. What the fuck's the kid name from fucking LSU that they got? Stingley, Derek Stingley. Oh, and that's a great mentor, man. That's a great mentor to have for a young kid like that.
I'm all for that. If he's on Houston, I would be telling him. That's where you need to go, man.
Imagine he goes to Baltimore, be on the other side of Marlon Humphrey.
That's also scary. Or even Philly to
Philly
bridge
needs
the gap.
More help.
But I'm saying if he goes to Philly, now you can ease some of that pressure off Slay. Like it's going to be very interesting. Kansas City, even who really he needs to go to Miami. That's where he needs to go.
Miami is the land of the hurt corner, though.
That's why they need him.
But he is also a hurt corner.
He fits right in.
They just got rid of a hurt corner to Xavier Howard, free agent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, that whole Miami defense is in flux. They get rid of Jordan Baker. Their Christian Wilkins is a free agent. Like their best defensive lineman is a free agent. Their best linebacker is a free agent. They just cut Xavier Howard. I don't know who their defensive coordinator is. Miami's in trouble. Miami and Buffalo defensively in trouble.
Yeah, I don't know who's on Miami's or Buffalo's defense anymore.
And Miami has Jordan Phillips coming off of an Achilles injury. Nick Chubb coming off of a major injury. Jalen Ramsey going to be like off season like healthy finally.
Yeah.
But then they have no linebackers, no safeties. They don't have a second
Well,
corner that's worth a damn.
When is Chubb coming back?
He's coming off an injury, so like you can't
I'm
expect.
not expecting him to be what he was, but he ain't gonna be a bum.
No, but he's again. I'm the one who I'm not expecting to be great off rip is Jordan Phillips. Because the Achilles
right?
injury,
Yeah,
he had a torn Achilles as an edge rusher. That's tough.
That's tough. That's tough for that position. That's tough.
And he was a dog too.
He was really good.
Dog.
So
MetLife strikes again.
Well, we don't have to worry about that in a couple of years once they put the grass in.
Or when they build the soccer stadium in New York and the Jets just move there.
I could see Jet fans making that little hole in the wall stadium loud AF. Because Jet fans, if nothing else,
psychopaths.
And they're loud and rowdy.
And do you know what team was the second best for attendance in football? The Jets. Zach Wilson and all. They showed up to every fucking game. It was the Cowboys and the Jets. I was shocked. I didn't think they would be top 5. I did not think they'd be top 5.
I hate your fan base.
I mean, it's because every time you step foot in the stadium, you watch them beat your team.
I hate your team.
It's okay.
I hate
you and the rest of the world does. Except I get hate for my team because my quarterback's an asshole.
It's my quarterback, and he's an asshole.
Yeah, that's your boy.
It's my guy. But whatever.
So NFL's in flux. Free agency starts Tuesday.
I would say by the time we record next week, if we record next week. Oh, we'll have to record next week so I can brag about getting my Gatorade. We can talk about.
Even if there's not anything going on, we could do free agency recap, and then we could just do WrestleMania stuff.
And Soy Fight.
Soy Fight Club.
Something wild's gonna happen this weekend. Something wild's gonna happen.
I'm here for it. I mean, we've already had wild happen, so it's like I'm expecting more.
Shout out to the Knicks. Slowly getting healthy, Dylan. It's gonna be a long summer for you. You think I was crazy last year? What did I tell you last year? Don't let us get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I will be the worst Knicks fan you've ever known. Don't let us get there. Don't let us get there. I feel like I've been very nice to you this season.
I haven't done anything to you.
Your team has been atrocious.
They've been terrible.
And I've been very nice.
Like, I really like Jalen Brunson. So, like, I'm not going to shit on your team if I really like Jalen Brunson.
Doesn't
so it's
matter.
like, I'm not going to sit here and shit talk a guy I actively, root for.
I just saw Damian Lillard just hit a ridiculous dagger 3 and get fouled.
Like, as much as I dislike your fan base, you have my favorite player in basketball on your team. So I can't hate the Knicks.
Yes, you can. You do.
No, I can't.
You do.
Because when I like a player, I'm not going to root for their team to fucking lose. I'm not going to root for their team, but I'm going to root for him to do well. And if he does well, that means the team's going to win. And I'm okay with that.
You hate that.
No, I don't.
I hate Bruce Brown.
Go ahead. Bruce Brown's not on my team.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think that's it.
Yeah. I'm tired. The Lakers aren't going out without a fight. Shout out to them, but yeah, they're just not going to win. They're just not.
What's trending right now on Twitter is "We done with the '90s," and I feel like you know what that's in reference to.
I know exactly what's in reference to.
Oh boy.
Make sure. Yeah, Dylan, my mouse is doing that thing again. Oh no, you know what? I can still do it. I can still tell you to hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that bell, the notification. we haven't gone live in a while, but we're kind of resting up because once April and May gets here, it's gonna feel like we're on live every day. Me and Dylan's least favorite part of the year.
I mean, luckily we're at that point of the year where it's like there's not a ton going on, so it's like we can afford to record on a Friday like we are right now,
and still be fine,
and just only get news.
Oh, the refs are stealing this game from the Lakers.
Is that why Scott Foster's trending?
I don't know, but there was the female ref that just made this horrible call. I mean, I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, Scott Foster is currently the number 2 trend in the world.
God, Giannis just traveled. I can't believe they let him get away with it. Oh, Lakers are reviewing it. Okay. I don't know if they can review that, but yeah. Follow us everywhere you get your podcasts: Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, YouTube, Twitch. We're on all the socials. Shout out to the guys. Everybody's getting a nice break. Everybody's resting up because me and Dylan won 100% attendance come playoff time.
Yeah, right.
James is taking the longest paternity leave ever.
Listen, you get like a full 9 weeks now, or
my baby's
12 weeks.
My niece is gonna be walking by the time he comes back on this show. Walking before James pops back up on here.
Cousin Mike. Cousin Mike.
She will be walking before James pops up back in here again.
Cousin Mike.
God, can't wait to meet my niece. Can't wait.
Move on. Cousin Mike.
Join us next week. Like I said, we'll be recapping things. We haven't talked spring training because I hate talking about spring training because nothing happens in spring training.
This year, nothing's happening. Last year, there was more actually happening. But this year, all the Yankee positions are filled. So it's like there's not a lot going on. Like Spencer Jones is getting reassigned to minor league. All the minor league guys are going back there, and they're just finishing up the actual roster. We know what Spencer Jones is an outfielder. You go play outfield in this outfield? No? Okay, cool. Like, we still got to make ways for Dominguez when he comes back.
Because he's playing. That's my guy.
He's your center fielder.
He's playing.
Yeah, so. He's the one. He's the chosen one.
No, your chosen one is Volpe.
No, Volpe earned that job last year. The chosen one of the Yankees farm system has been Dominguez since he was 16 years old. In the Dominican Republic, fucking hitting bottle caps 500 yards with a broomstick.
Oh, wow. The Lakers won the challenge because Giannis definitely traveled. So,
shocker.
The Lakers won the
Death
challenge.
taxes, Giannis travels. 3 things that are guaranteed in life.
So, yeah. Me and Dylan, we've been hinting all night. We're going to be doing WrestleMania recaps because it's WrestleMania season. You'll start to see the guys from OTTR pop up here randomly. They're itching to get back on here. Shout out to the guys. Shout out to DJ Notorious. He'll probably be popping up on here soon. And Cyber, who I despise, but I told him he can come on the show when he wants, I guess. I'll have the mute button ready for him. And it's March, so you know what that means, guys. Brackets of Madness coming back. Arguments.
Looking to go back to back.
I think Blackheart is still mad at Dylan a year later. I think he's still mad at Dylan. But we've already had some interesting ones that have been talked about. I will have the first one, which will be at Anthony's request, and Giannis just scored, so suck it, Dylan.
Probably traveled.
Sports movies. So I'm going to figure out who wants to be on the panel for that. I'll come up with the bracket. I'll show it to Dylan so we can get our seeds and everything. And that's going to be a fun one. because, spoiler alert, Remember the Titans versus the world.
Remember the Titans is the single greatest sports movie of all time.
Versus the world.
Fight me. Anybody who disagrees can fight me. Like, Coach Carter could suck a dick. Like, you're losing. You're losing to Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans is not just a good sports movie. It is a good film. It is a good film as a whole. So, suck it. Sorry, Space Jam. You're losing. Airbud, die. Like, you're losing.
So, we will have brackets. We'll have special guests for these brackets. Chalk Talks will be coming back. Shot Talks will be coming eventually. And yeah, Dylan, I already know where you're going with I'm Him, but I'm going to let you have it. Or we could do, probably I should go first because
go ahead.
Yeah, I know where yours is going to be, and yours deserves all the time. My I'm Him is actually an I'm Her. And my I'm Her is for Bianca Belair because she deserves all the praise, all the flowers, because the internet wrestling community is ridiculous. Bullying her this week for no reason other than she's black woman being great. That's it. Bullying her, saying you should be honored that we're seeing one of the 5 greatest women wrestlers ever in her prime right now before your eyes. And you're hating me because she's black and great. Oh,
She could have been on the cover by herself.
By herself. By herself. She's that great. She's that transcendent. She's every EST that she's all of it. And then some. So I show love. We show love. Shout out to everyone, fellow wrestlers that were giving her flowers because this is why wrestlers don't like fans. This is it right here. This is why they think all of you guys are weird and would never talk to you and never want to talk to you because of nonsense like this. So my I'm Her is Bianca Belair. You are one of, if not the GOATs. And yeah, you deserve all the flowers. You're great. Can't wait to see a Mania match. Whoever it is.
As you can see by the name or the title underneath my name and my shirt, author, creator of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super, Akira Toriyama passed away, excuse me, last week, but his family wanted to be able to mourn him before they let the news out. He passed away on March 1st, and we found out last night, March 8th, due to acute subdural hematoma at the age of 68 years old. Anybody who knows me and my brother and everybody knows that, like, Dragon Ball anime is a massive part of my life, massive part of everybody growing up, as far as I'm aware, because no matter who you were, you saw Dragon Ball Z was on and you were watching it, whether you were into anime or you weren't. Like, Dragon Ball Z was the shit. And Dragon Ball Z is so important. As like, I have my One Piece posters and shit over here. I can't have this if it's not for Akira Toriyama. This does not exist if Akira Toriyama in the 80s gave up trying to be in Shonen Jump magazine with his chapters of other manga that he was working on before he eventually hit and got Dragon Ball. Like, we can't have this. He's a massive inspiration to creators as a whole, getting manga and anime to the West as a whole for us to be able to have Toonami on Cartoon Network in the early 2000s, to be able to see things like Yu Yu Hakusho, Outlaw Star, Cowboy Bebop, all that stuff. We're not allowed to have any of that if Akira Toriyama isn't just the GOAT. So, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever walk of life you've been to, give your energy, no pun intended there, give your energy to Akira Toriyama's family so they can get through this hard time. Dragon Ball Z is synonymous with everything. And like I said on a TikTok I made earlier, you kind of just see it through osmosis. You get it through osmosis sometimes, like my son is, where I grew up and Goku was my hero. And I get to see with my 9-year-old that Goku was his hero too. We just hung up a Goku poster that I bought and I found from him in the mall in his bedroom because Dragon Ball is still his favorite thing as well. So pass it on to everybody. Tell somebody you love them today because life is too short. And thank you, Akira Toriyama.
Absolutely. Life is just it. It's hard to put into words how somebody can influence your life so much without ever meeting them. But that man completely influenced and shaped my life, Dylan's life, any of us, especially in that era. Like you said, with Toonami and Dragon Ball Z, there was nothing except go to school, come home, and watch Dragon Ball Z. Like when the Cell games were going on, that was the biggest thing. That was it. That was it. Dragon Ball Z. Because of Dragon Ball Z, I have friends that been friends with for almost 25 years because of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. It's just something that has bounded all of us together. It's one of the greatest shows I've ever seen.
Like we do so many references in our group chat of just gifs of Dragon Ball Z all the time. And I remember, like, I got into Dragon Ball Z because of my brother, right? I remember when he came up to visit when I was 6 years old, he knew that Dragon Ball Z was playing on fucking Telemundo on like a Sunday morning. And he would watch it in fucking Spanish, not knowing what the fuck is happening, just to watch it. We still read the Dragon Ball Super manga chapters when they come out monthly. And Toriyama hasn't been involved in that in years. He found somebody who was making fan comics and was like, yo, you want to work for me? And he's like, you run this, I'm going to stick with the show that we're redoing. And he was just coming out with a new passion project of Dragon Ball that was supposed to come out next year. So hopefully they're able to do that because
do it. Yeah.
Because the man that they had replace Akira Toriyama, Toro Taro, excuse me, my throat's going. The man Toro Taro, he's been doing a fantastic job on the manga. His art style is identical to Akira Toriyama, so I think he's able to capture the magic that he had with it, and hopefully they continue to go forward with it. And if there's a break in the manga chapters, obviously it's a massive deal to do that, and I understand everybody should take their time to deal with the loss like this because it's massive for all the mangaka and anybody involved in that community. It's a massive loss. So please take your time with it. I'll wait for my One Piece chapters, especially because that was like Ichiro Oda's like hero.
Yeah.
He got to meet him and he would not even be able to talk when seeing him. So shaped too many lives, never met him. I never thought I ever would. But for a sheltered Japanese kid in the 80s, I'm getting over a cold. I'm sorry. For a sheltered Japanese,
don't go join them down, Dylan. Don't join them.
For a sheltered Japanese kid in the 80s to be able to find a niche, create his alley, and run with it, for it to be arguably the biggest thing ever. That's what dreams are made of, man. So hopefully he gets to see the afterlife that he envisioned when he was writing his comics, and he gets to enjoy it.
And with that, there's really nothing else to say. Me, Dylan, so we pay our respects. Catch you, do. We'll see you when we see you. Peace out.